Hi, I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess, and today I am unhauling books. Yes, you heard me correctly, unhauling, not hauling, unhauling. I am actually getting rid of some books today. Whoa, I know. I don't do that very often, but when I got my new bookshelf, I was, going through the books I had, and I had some that I was like, I don't want these anymore. So I need to figure out where I'm going to bring them. A few I might pass off to my mom. She'll probably enjoy them. And then I guess a few will just go to like Goodwill or something. There's a used bookstore down near my parents. And actually we're going there on Easter. They'll be closed. But anyway, so I'm going to figure out something to do with them. So I'm not necessarily unhauling them because I didn't like them. It's just some of them I haven't even read. I'm gonna be real with you. But the ones that I did read, I did like some of them quite a bit, but I'm just not gonna read them again. And then some of them I didn't like, I'll be real. So let's get into this. The first one is The Sum of Us, What Racism Costs Everyone and How We Can Prosper Together by Heather McGhee. So this was actually a really great book. I read this for my feminist theory class last semester. The reason I'm unhauling it is I just don't think I'm going to read it again. It was super interesting. I learned a lot from it. I think this is one that I'm going to pass on to my mom because I think she'll find a lot of interesting stuff in it. Super well written, really well done. Nothing against it. Thought it was great. But yeah, I'm just going to pass it off to somebody else who would like to read it. All right, next up is one that I've had for years and that I've never read because I'm terrible about this. This is Gone with the Wind by, it's Margaret Mitchell, right? Yeah, Margaret Mitchell, I was right. I freaking love this edition. I bought this at my favorite bookstore ever. Back when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read Gone with the Wind. Because, it's one you're always hearing about, especially because of the movie. Oh my God, this is heavy. So it is a story about Civil War. It's considered like the great American novel. Deals with Scarlett O'Hara. So I never even tried to read this. I'm gonna be real. It's so long. Oh my God. This is like over 900 pages for this edition. But look, I tried to watch the movie one time and I hated it so much. Like, everyone goes on about how great that movie is and what a great actress, whoever it was that played Scarlett is, but I was like, I couldn't deal with it. I just could not deal with it. And I mean, I just like, no, I can't deal with it. Also, it's American literature. I'm not really a big American lit person. But yeah, I'm just not going to read this. I know I'm not going to read this. So I'm going to pass this lovely edition off to somebody who will. I mean, this is freaking beautiful. I love the color of it and just the cover and look at the dress on the cover. I love it. It's like the 75th anniversary edition. The 25th. This was like published in the 30s. But I'm just not going to read it. So I am going to pass it along for somebody who will like it. All right. Next up is one that I did try to read actually earlier this year and I just was not feeling it. This is Mindhunter, Inside the FBI's Elite Serial Crime Unit by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. So I picked this up, I think last summer actually, again at my favorite bookstore. All these books from my favorite bookstore. No. But I love the Netflix series, but I was not feeling the writing style. It felt really slow. I was like, okay, can we get to the serial killers? And he was like, this is my life. Like, I don't care, get to the serial killers. Which sounds so bad, but it just wasn't for me. It was really slow. Again, gonna pass it off to somebody who might enjoy it more. Not my mother, because that's not her type of thing. All right, next up is another one that was for my feminist theory class. Again, I had nothing wrong with this one. I just don't think I need to keep it. This is Terrorist Assemblages, Homo Nationalism in Queer Times by Jasbir K. Puar. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce his name. I'm so sorry if it's not. But this was really interesting. Again, learned a lot from it. I just am not going to read it again, and I know that, and I don't really have any use for it because it's not really something I deal with in my research. All right, and next one is one that I didn't like. This is the only one in the stack that I actually didn't like. This is Staying with the Trouble, Making Kin in the Cthulhu Scene by Donna Haraway. This was my least favorite book of last year. I gave it 1 star. I cannot even describe to you how much I hated this book. And then everyone in my class loved it, and I was like, reading this felt like being on an acid trip. Or like listening to somebody else describe their acid trip when you yourself have never done acid. I think that's what I said in my like worst books of 2021 video. I hated this so much. Could not deal with it. I want to get rid of it. I hope that whoever picks it up next likes it more than I did. But all right, and here's another one for feminist theory. This is Normal Life by administrative violence. No. Normal Life, Administrative Violence, Critical Trans Politics, and the Limits of Law by Dean Spade. This was super interesting. Again, learned a lot from it. I just don't think I really have any need for it anymore, so I'm going to pass it off to somebody who does. And now we've got, I think, just novels left. So this is What Big Teeth by Rose Sabo. It's got a Z, I can't pronounce it. So I actually got this for, I think, my birthday. So I feel kind of bad getting rid of it, but it was fine. I enjoyed it. It is a young adult horror novel, kind of gothic-y horror. Involving werewolves. This girl, Eleanor Zarin, has been sent off to boarding school, and she is finally going home to her family home with her mother and her grandparents, and then I think cousins? Maybe a sister and then a cousin. I don't really remember. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It was kind of very weird. It was very weird. I knew it would be weird going into it. I just had some pacing issues with it, but it's not one that I want to revisit. So again, pass it off to the next person. All right, and now we have another one that I never read that was given to me for my birthday or Christmas ages ago. This is The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. I'm never reading anything by her ever again. Yeah. So I have no need for this. I'm getting rid of it. Yeah, never picked it up. I think my mom bought it for me because it was like, oh, J.K. Rowling, she wrote Harry Potter. We love Harry Potter. But like, it just didn't sound interesting to me at all. So I never picked it up. And then she's a bad person. So yeah. She's a bad person who's still alive and making money off of her books. Like, a lot of the classics authors are bad people too, but they're dead. So it's kind of different. I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation. We're not getting into that in this book haul. So the next one is one that I also got for like Christmas or my birthday years ago. I did read this one though, and I actually really liked it. It's just not going to read it again. This is Black Chalk by Christopher J. Yates. This is a dark academia book set at Oxford with a group of friends, and they start playing this game and the stakes get really high. It's very interesting. This one I'm going to pass off to my mom because I think she'll have fun with it. But again, just not going to revisit it. And then another one I've never read. This is Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. I don't even know how I got this copy. I have no idea where this came from. It just like appeared one day. honestly just not that interested. Like, this time period is not one of my literary interests at all. Jonathan Swift is fine. Like, he writes satire. This is a satire, but it's also been like used as a children's book. I'm just not interested. I'm not interested. I don't want to read it, so I'm giving it away. All right, and then the last one that we have here today is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I have had this copy since high school, actually. And I feel a little bit weird getting rid of it because of that. It's been with me so long. But, I mean, I read this my sophomore year of high school, which was over 10 years ago now. Ew. And I loved it. Like, as a 15-year-old teenager, I thought this was great, but the more I think about it as an adult, the more I'm like, wow, Holden Caulfield's a douchebag. Like, he's a whiny, obnoxious teenager. And, like, yeah, of course he is. But I don't feel the need to revisit this ever. And, like, it's not like the edition's in great condition or really pretty. So I think I'm just going to give it away. Somebody else can pick it up. Maybe some other 15-year-old who's in a used bookstore looking for their summer reading book list, and they need The Catcher in the Rye, and then they come across it. That's literally how I found this. I was in a used bookstore. I was like, I need The Catcher in the Rye for school, and then it was there. So I hope that some other teenager has that experience and enjoys it as I did when I first read it. But I know that I'm not going to enjoy it if I revisit it. So. All right, so those are all the books I am unhauling for today. As I get more of my bookshelves, because my fiance's grandfather is actually going to make me like multiple of these. I'm so excited. But yeah, so as I get more of the bookshelves and keep rearranging, I will probably be unhauling more books. So I don't know how long that's going to take. This took him a couple of months to make. So I probably won't get the next one until later in the summer, if at all. And he only works in the fall and winter. So I might not even be getting the next one until like next year. But so there will be some book unhaul videos to balance out the ridiculous amount of books that I buy. All right, so let me know down in the comments, did you read any of these? Did you enjoy them? Did you unhaul them? What's the latest book that you unhauled and why did you get rid of it? It's been great chatting with you all. I will see you soon. Bye.